To lead our evaluation for Joan.
And congratulations, Joan. To give everybody an overview of what I will be doing tonight, I'm going to be evaluating Joan's presentation, not the message that she gave. So the Q&A was the chance to talk about what she told us, whereas the evaluation is more geared towards how she presented that information. So I'd like to start out, first of all, and really compliment you on your organization, helped very nicely by your visuals. Clean, easy to read, not a lot of information, and it kept up with your presentation as you were going through it, so nicely done in that sense. Okay, I was writing that note. When you came to the mission and the vision, what I heard was kind of an extrapolation of what you had on there. I would have liked to have heard you just read the mission, just read the vision, and then go into some explanation of what it was about, because in that extrapolation I got a little lost in where you were taking us with that. So I think it would help clarify those two paragraphs, they weren't all sentences, to have that worked. You mentioned something about the list of who was going to be of service, and you gave us a couple of names, but then I think you got a little, you forgot some and put some in. You might want to organize that list of who who the TLI was going to be of service to, by saying from top to bottom, from the, not to say that anybody's least important, but from just the simple helper to the person coordinating the whole thing, to that list would help. Good vocal variety, it really showed your passion and your interest in this subject. Good eye contact, I saw you looking at everybody around the room, so that was very nice. This time, on the hand clicker, you were very good about not using it to point with, but it also just stayed down here, and so you only had one hand. And I was watching to see how much time was going by between when you changed a slide and when you next changed it, and I think that you could have changed it and set it down and then have both of your hands available for gestures, and then pick it up again and use it. All in all, I think this was a nice presentation. I think that you definitely improved from the first one that we heard. It was a little more clear and a little more concise about what you were trying to say. So with that, I will open it up to the audience for any other evaluations of this presentation. Tyreek.
3 quick points. First is that it's not biannual, it's semi-annual. Biannual is 2 years. But that being said, I really like when you said respect, integrity, I can't remember what the S was. Service. You put it in, you can make an acronym out of that. RISE, respect, integrity, service, excellence, do that. But I really like your theme and the energy that you brought with it. Memorize that and start using that repeatedly with your team and everybody else. That really works. And yes, your eye contact along with your deliberate pace was really, really good. So that's all I have to say.
Any other comments, Randy?
I want to add that in discussing your mission and your vision with the people that are working with you, you can continue to tell them and tell them and tell them. I would also encourage you to focus on what is the benefits, what are the concrete benefits that you can quantify to the people that are involved. It helps them to open up to why they're doing this, it gives them a vision, and it gives them a focus on why they want to embrace that vision.
Eddie?
Yeah, very briefly, it's not a clicker, it's a presentation remote. And picking it up and putting it down will be, I disagree, Paula, is distracting.
Okay.
Just learn to keep it palmed in your hand, practice with it, and as you gesture, you can keep your fingers curled around the remote and work with it as you advance your next slide, or pause your slide, or black out the presentation, whatever the case is, depending upon your gestures. You can simply drop your hands down, or use them as necessary. But you don't need to direct it to the laptop or to the screen. I gotta say, on the plus side, On the big plus side, you kept your eyes on this monitor and did not turn back. You did not give us your back to the presentation at all, and that's a kudo for you. Nicely done.
Nice hot hand. Joy.
Hey, Joan. I really liked your use of the English language and the amount of verbs and different adjectives you use. And it helps us create a better picture, paint a better picture. But when you do that, I do that too. It's also nice to bring them home with a tangible fact or figure, because then you paint this beautiful picture, and then you can bring it home with some sort of something that everybody can see tangibly and all agree on. And yeah, great.
That's all the time I have, so I'll return control back to our Toastmasters.